Hey everybody, it's Jenny McGarvey, and I am back with you again today to share how I created a layout in my big happy planner that I use as my memory planner. Right there is a look at last week, which was a really super fun rainbow week, and I totally love it. I'm excited to tell you that I am just as jazzed as I was in day one to be memory planning in the big happy planner without using page protectors. So I'm positive that I'll be able to complete this year with no problems whatsoever. This is a really great system for me. I can still include all of the photos that I want, little bits of journaling and decoration. Plus, I am keeping track of all of those little bits and pieces of our lives that I know I really, really want to keep track of. So as you can see, I have printed out some photos. I'm using various different sizes, though I will say I got a little overconfident in being able to use larger size photos. So that's something that I'll need to remember next week, that maybe only the occasional 3x4 or when maybe there's not very much going on that week. Otherwise, I should definitely stick to smaller size photos. Anyway, I use my iPhone to print these photos. I use the Pick Frame app, and then I print them on my Canon selfie printer. Most of these photos are 2x3s. There's a couple of 3x4s, and I will trim those up still a little bit further with my paper trimmer just to get a more appropriate size that fits the scale of this layout better and will also help me fit all of these things together. However, it's just important for me to make sure that I capture all of the details and then also have overall good design, or at least overall good design most weeks. There's going to be weeks that maybe it doesn't turn out quite as cute as I had hoped, but my plan is that most weeks will be really pleasing to my eye since this is my major weekly form of scrapbooking. I still do scrapbook layouts and I still definitely enjoy the 12 by 12 process. However, this is my main memory keeping form because it's really just doing what I want it to do. Now, as you can see, I am using the circle paper punch to punch one of my photos. I really love adding in those different unexpected shapes. I think that it helps keep things different and interesting and makes it a lot more pleasing to the eye. However, I don't want to overdo it either. So keeping circles and squares and rectangles and possibly any other shapes as well, all mixed up, is what my overall goal is here. Now you can see also that sometimes I like to plan that my photos will go directly within the lines. Some of them will be over the lines and some will be smaller than the rectangle itself anyway. So now I'm got my basic layout put together, so I'm going to go ahead and start planning the left side of the week, just keeping those photos in mind where they will go for the most part. I don't want to nail it down until I actually use the adhesive. Now, as you can see, the first thing that I'm going to lay down is this large full box sticker. I know that I'm not going to be really adding very much there and that I want to layer my photo on top of it, so that is why it's the starting piece. Because I already know what happened the week before, I have already got all of the information before I start planning. This isn't kind of like one of those things where I'm planning my actual everyday planner when something might pop up or something might creep up and I need to maybe leave a little bit of room. Since I do this process when the week is all finished, I already know the sum of all of the parts. I know each little bit, and so that definitely helps in terms of planning where everything will go. Now, the one part that I haven't gotten the grasp of yet is all of these Happy Planner sticker books. There are so many that I love to use, and I will always think, oh yeah, where did I see that? So then I have to kind of hunt and peck and look for all of the different bits and pieces throughout the different sticker books. However, for me, it's part of the process, and I really enjoy it because I enjoy getting inspired by different stickers that are in the different books. So I kind of see it as a win-win. Now this week I'm also going to use various blue pens as well, since I'm sticking to that blue color scheme that I used for my day-to-day planner and for my mini planner as well. And I don't usually change up the ink color, but I thought this week it might be a fun way, since this is my memory planner, to really sort of get into the spirit of the color scheme. Now, as you can see, for Monday, I used a couple of bullet points right here. you see that I already have the big decorative sticker. Then you see I have that sort of quarter or half box sticker that also has an event. Well, I like to consider the visual weight of the items that I'm putting on the page. So obviously a full box sticker carries a lot of visual weight, especially one that's doesn't have a white background. Then that event sticker or activity sticker also carries quite a bit of weight because it's fairly large and it covers quite a bit of area. So because I like to balance all of these out and let your eye rest a little bit, so to speak, I will use the little bullet points to kind of add something that carries hardly any weight at all, yet still adds distinction to the activities and still highlights them as well. So now I've added just a teeny tiny little circle for decoration for that photo and that photo square. And then now one of the awesome things that I'm really enjoying is keeping track of wins and losses for my son's games in the planner. So as you can see, I drew a little arrow and then I am using the alphabet stickers to notate that this was a win. And I just love keeping track of this way. And then using the sticker book is a really fun way with the alphabet stickers just to do it just ever so slightly differently. Now for Tuesday, I am again using one of those boxes to notate the activity, but I'm also changing it up by having the dark blue and then the lighter blue colored pen. So I love that it's all kind of working together and meshing for the overall color scheme. Now I do the actual planning first, so then I can go back at the end and add any journaling and any decorations. Now you will see that occasionally, because the week is all finished, I do add some decor as I go. So for example, with Wednesday, I will add a quote sticker to fill the afternoon and evening slots because I know that I don't have anything that I need to include. Well, that's actually not true. There is one event, but because there's only one, I know that I have a large space for decoration. And so while I'm thinking about it, I do like to take care of that because sometimes I forget and then I can't remember and I come up with something that I wasn't maybe quite as thrilled with because I had other plans. Now I'm going to look for a coordinating little activity sticker or a sticker that I can use for an activity. So I layer it with that photo of my son and just then use yet another pen to notate the information. So as you can see, I'm finished with the first half of the week and I'm really happy with how it's coming together. It's following that same color scheme. But if you want to know the truth, I have way less photos for the left-hand side and it's much easier with less photos to work on all of these things. So because the right side is definitely going to be a challenge, because as you can see I have 5 photos laid out there, and as a side note I had a 6th but I put it away and decided to use the punch and just add it to the discs itself because I really just couldn't make it work on the page, yet I still wanted to include it. So that's always something that you can do as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and adhere down my photo so that I can stick down the sticker that I want to use for the activity on Thursday. And again, it's another basketball game and I'm going to use yet another pen just to notate the particular game. And then I will also do what I have been doing, which is notating the wins or losses. And again, another win. It's very exciting. So I'm really excited because I know that in the future we talk about these things going back like, oh yeah, what about that from last year? And here I'm going to very easily be able to refer to that right here in my memory planner. Now as you can see, I added another full quote for part of 2 sections, and I did this time because I knew I wanted to layer the photo on top of it, and so adding the decoration was important right then. Now again, I'm breaking out the alphabet stickers to spell out the word inauguration underneath that photo. It's actually a photo of my TV during the inauguration that shows the swearing in process, and I wanted to notate that in my planner. Obviously, I could have just written inauguration 12 o'clock Eastern time, but I figure having the photo of the TV just lends so much more weight, and it also shows my view at the time as well. So it really kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone if you ask me. Now because I already have so many stickers and a couple of photos, and like I said already, the weight of this page is going to be pretty substantial based on that full sticker, the 5 photos, and then just including other event stickers. For the Friday evening activity, I decided that I would just go with the really super cute little sticker, and you'll see it here in a minute, of the slice of pizza, because that's also the dinner, the relates to the activity itself. And I would use it as a bullet point because then again it does what I talked about on the other half of the page, which sort of diminishes the visual weight of that particular activity. And I could have for sure used another sticker and another bigger sticker or whatever, but I wanted to keep it light and airy, especially in this corner where there's so much going on. So look at that. Isn't that little piece of pepperoni pizza just adorable? So I wrote kickoff first, which it's not the first word, but I wanted to be able to highlight that word with different little lines pointing to it, and so that's why I wrote that one first and then filled in all of the rest of it just right around that. Just continuing to finish up Friday by using that little play date sticker that comes in the mom sticker book, and then simply drawing an arrow to it to fill in the rest of the details that are not included on that sticker. And again, it's the same story as the slice of pizza down below, that I just want to keep it very light, and I didn't want to add a whole huge sticker when I have plenty of things going on already in this layout so far. Now I pulled out one of those stickers, and I'm really fond of that shape, and the size is good as well. And I'm just adding it to the morning, and I like the balance of it with combined with all of the rest of the things that work across the top. And then now I'm going to adhere that little circle photo that I had already punched. And now I'm going to take my alphabet stickers, and then following the outside edge of the photo, I'm going to spell out the word sleepover. So first, it's just a fun design technique, but then it's going to also play into the journaling, and you'll see that as well in a moment. I also am enjoying using different shades of blue here on this layout, so you can see that I used a different color blue for the sleepover versus the inauguration, and that's just one of those fun things that's kind of cool about this particular page, since it's just different shades of blue and I'm not sticking to one particular hue. Now this is exactly like that slice of pizza down below. I had a birthday party to go to, and so all I did was simply use one of these cake stickers and use that as sort of the bullet point or the highlighting part of that particular activity, simply because there's just so much going on this page and I wanted to cut down on all the craziness. Now I layered two photos together, which is not something that I have done yet this year, because they really sort of go hand in hand, and I really wanted to incorporate both of those photos to this page. And obviously I only have a finite amount of room, so it needs to be balanced, and it needs to, quite simply, it just needs to all fit. Now I also have another activity that I need to include as well, and I want to take care of that before I add my journaling lines, because I want to make sure that they fit. But of course I couldn't do that without adding that super cute little cloud sticker at the top, which would help notate all of the rain that we've gotten, which has been incredibly substantial for Southern California. Other parts of the country wouldn't maybe necessarily think so, but for here it's been crazy. So anyway, now I am looking for a sticker that I can use for an event. And again, this is going to be one of those situations where I pull out a sticker because I like the shape of it, but maybe it already says something that I'm not actually going to use. So I'm going to take another sticker and I'm going to cover up the text on this one just so I can use it for my particular purposes. So now you can see it still has that little outline layer of color, but it does not say anything that I don't need it to say. So definitely it's worth taking a look at some of the sticker books and see how some of those stickers that maybe you weren't thinking you were going to be able to use, how you might actually be able to make them work for you. Now here's the last sticker for this particular week in terms of actual functions or activities. And so I've added that. Now I'm going to take the page out of the discs so that I can add my journaling lines and then the few sentences of journaling that I want to include. Now this is a technique that I have been doing in my scrapbooking for years, probably 5 years, adding journaling lines to my layout. And I just love the way that it turns out, and I love being able to have them cover over the lines, for example. So here it's Saturday and Sunday. Just really something that is very, very fun to me. So now once I add this journaling, I'm basically set. I will now continue to add just a little bit more decor to this particular layout, but as you can see all together, it's really pretty full, and I absolutely could have stopped right there, but I wanted to add a little bit more, something special. So I'm going to look for some different elements that can be included in terms of overall theme and also the color scheme, because obviously I did not come this far to add pink or orange or something like that. So I'm going to stick to the overall blues, and that sounds funny, doesn't it? Like the blues, like music or whatever. But anyway, so I want to add just different elements that will match and will work and still have that really fun theme. Now I'm going to duplicate a sticker that we already saw. Not this one, the heart's just going to go in the corner of that activity, but I'm going to pull out another sticker here in a couple minutes and I'm going to add it down. And what I liked about it was that it was the exact same quote that I already used over on the left-hand side, but it adds a mostly different look to the right-hand side and just really reinforces the message. So once I get that down just a little bit more, and we are all set. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. I really do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comments below, and I will do my best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.